My name is Sherina Yuni Priska and I'm from class 3A. And now I'm going to tell you about entertainment. When I have a free time or maybe when I feel bored, I usually do a lot of things such as watching movies and then maybe playing with my smartphone, playing games, and maybe play with my cats and many more. But there's one thing that I really love the most. It is reading. It is read a book, especially a novel. So I really love a fiction genre of book, like maybe romance, drama, and comedy. I really love that kind of book. But lately I really love one book, and now I'm reading it and I haven't finished it yet. The name of the book is Kisah Tanah Jawa. So yeah, as you can see from the cover, it is looks like what is that, horror genre book. So yeah, that is true. So I want to tell you about this book. So first I want to tell you about how I find this book. So lately there is a story that really what is that, famous, popular. It's a horror story from the internet. The title is KKN in Desa Penari. So it's just a what is that, a college student who has a KKN activity in remote village, and when they what is that, study in there, serve the people in there, there are a lot of scary story that happen in there. So and after that, after I find that story in internet, I directly just read it from the beginning until the end, and immediately I really love it so much because for your information, I really love that kind of thing actually, like maybe movies and then a story or something like that. I really love that kind of thing. But even though I am afraid, I'm a coward, so even though I feel scared of it, but like, you know, right, feel so curious about that, even though you're scared like that. That's what happened in me. After I finished to read that story, I just, what is that, found a lot of scary story, more like a lot of that. And then suddenly I just found the writer who has this book. And actually the writer has two books. The first one is this, and then the second one, the title is what is that, Kisah Tanah Jawa, but Jagat Lelembut version. So the second book is just like, what is that, the character, it consists of characters, so there are a lot of picture on it. So yeah, it's a ghost, what is the picture on it, and then the story behind it. So but it is different from the second and the first book. The first book is consists of story beside what is that, places, or maybe magical ritual, especially that happen in Java. So just like the title, Kisah Tanah Jawa. So the story in here is consists of the story that happened in Java, only in Java, because the title say that. And yeah, that's very what is that, interesting story actually. I really love it. So I just, when I read it, I haven't finished it yet. I just maybe stop in the middle. I feel like there are a lot of thing that I haven't know yet, especially the magical thing. Yeah, of course I will not trying that kind of thing, because why should I do? I mean, why should I do? No. But I really love that kind of story to increase my knowledge. And yeah, there are a lot of knowledge in there, such as maybe what is that, there is a places in Java, like beside story on that, maybe there is a what is that, tumbal or something like that, and then a magical ritual like pesugihan, and then pelet or something like that. There consists in this book. And yeah, of course it increased my knowledge. Yeah, even though it's a magical knowledge, but it is okay. I will not try this kind of ritual, okay? And yeah, I think this book is really interesting, because even though there are a lot of story on it, of course the writer put some pictures, like what happened in the past, or maybe the ghost picture on it. And I'm going to show you, for example, like this. For example, like this. So yes, you can see in here, this is what we call in Java as a penglaris. So you know, right, that penglaris is a very popular for the seller, or maybe, yeah, you know, right, the food seller, especially when they sell it in the side of the road. So it is really famous. So from this book, I just know that, like, the classification of the what is that, the store that has penglaris is like this, like that, because of this book. So because of this book, I am become what is that, more aware to around me, like that. But I will not, one more time, I will not trying to use this kind of ritual, magical ritual, okay? So that is the one of example in this book, and there are a lot of that kind of thing, actually, like that. Yeah, so there are more a lot, like more much that than that. And decided to read it more often, but when I have free time. And one thing that I really pay attention in this book, I never have a courage. I never be brave enough to read this book when I'm home alone, when I'm alone like that. I never have a courage. I have never be brave enough to read it alone, because a lot of people say that they feels like dizzy, and then maybe someone's watching them, something like that, when they read it alone. So I always find my free time when everyone is in my home, and then maybe when I in university, I will read it when there are a lot of people around me. So that's the moment when I have courage to read this book, because yeah, as you know, that I actually afraid to that kind of thing, but I am curious about that kind of thing, those kind of thing, even though I'm afraid. But I really want to know, I really want, like, what side, what is that, what creature that exists except us, something like that. I'm really curious about that. So maybe you will think that I'm weird because of my favorite genre, but yeah, that's my favorite things to do, things I really love, maybe in movie or read or story, something like that. I really that kind of thing who has horror genre. So I think that's all from me. I'm sorry if I make a lot of mistake from my speech, and